My family had been victims of gun violence, and I had lost my 16-year-old son, Anthony Titus, on July 4th, 2010. I didn't do my garden that year. The second year came up and the son said to me, "Why did you let your garden die?" So I was pulled to do something in the garden and related to food, hearing that the universe would do healing for me there. Shortly after, Michelle and I set up a time to meet, and we shared many different ideas about what could happen within the foodscape in North Minneapolis.
Appetite for Change really came about because 3 women had a passion for food and for this community. And each of us in our own ways noticed that in thriving neighborhoods across the Twin Cities, you have a farmer's market and maybe a co-op and maybe 2 or 3 other grocery store options and restaurants and really thriving food economies. And that impacts the other parts of the community, safety, places for jobs, youth. And really those things were lacking in North Minneapolis. We are hitting almost every part of the food system. So whereas you might find a program that has a community garden or that has a food business incubator or has workforce development, we are growing the food on 7 urban farm plots. The youth are selling it at our farmers market. We're making it available and educating folks in our cooking workshops and in our cafe space. We're working on policy change through coalition work, and we're bringing together community to be the voice of change.
We had tons of questions and tons of answers, but if we are really talking about service in the community, it's almost disrespectful to a person's culture to just impose upon them what you think is right when it comes to what they're eating and putting in their body and choosing to feed their children. So we felt like the best thing that we could do, the position of power to be in, would be to ask questions.
It started with a grant from Blue Cross Blue Shield that gave us some funding to do a community health assessment, which looked at where people are purchasing their food, what they're valuing. So is it price? Is it quantity or quality? There were about 400 people that were surveyed on the north side, and what came out of the project was not only the evaluative data, but the people that were at the table to help shape this assessment that did a lot of the work to gather survey responses slowly transitioned over to Northside Fresh Coalition, which is where Appetite for Change stepped in.
We also found out that there was a lot of stigma around the word healthy, period. Healthy comes with a judgment. Community members said that they felt like they would never get a chance to ever even be healthy because of what's offered in the community, because of time constraints. Some community members who were people of color was just like, healthy's for white people. But we believe here at Appetite for Change that you're either at the table or you're on the plate. So we invited our social circles to cook and eat and talk about the change that they wanted to see.
It's really the policies, the systems, and the environments that are around us that build the foodscape, and really the compounded inequities and challenges that result in that. Median income differences, health disparities, all of the things that are connected to our food system.
We train people hands-on in the kitchens, at the cutting boards, how to experience arugula, how to get to know leeks, how to understand kohlrabi or rutabagas, to teach and learn. That's healthy. We had the vision, we had the business plan, we had the ideas, and they came from the people who were impacted the most. We've invited the young people from the YMCA to come to all these community cook nights, and we want to say, what's a dope end of the year project to do? Because all the young people said, hey, we want a space where we're not going to be judged. And we want to sag our pants, and we want to listen to rap music, and we want to cook our own food. We don't want people telling us what to do. And so we have community cooks for new moms, for youth, and then for everyone in the community. Then people said, we want to learn to grow food. Some people said, I want to teach other people to grow food. So then we had our urban agriculture appetite for growing. Some people said they actually wanted to fight it on a city, state, and county level these food issues and food rules and laws. So we have Northside Fresh.
We create that space so that somebody that is brand new to their passion around food can get connected with people who are elders who've been doing this work for decades and have seen the food system on the north side change over the years, but still have that investment.
Every program hits one of the parts of the food system, and the food system is very complex and it's not fixed yet.
This is the time for us to be able to come up with the solutions that are going to work for the Black community, that's going to work for the North Minneapolis community, and not someone from the outside saying that this is what we need to do, but that we can look at what goals we are trying to achieve within our community and find ways for us to uplift members of our community to be able to actually achieve that.
Cooking and growing food has led me to see that that's really the way. And I think it's one of our social ailments that we see each other so different, and food stops that because food works. Food brings us together in a way that I don't think we can measure.